Yes guys, how's it going, and welcome back to the pre-match chat ahead of the Manchester City versus Newcastle game tomorrow at the Etihad Stadium. 4:30 kickoff. Let me know if you're going to the game. It is on TV, it's on Sky. Let me know if you're watching it at home, if you're going to the pub. I think my plan at the moment is that I'm watching it at a friend's house and then maybe head to the pub after to celebrate a win, or drown our sorrows depending on how we get on. In today's video we will be talking about Newcastle United, how we plan to line up, how Eddie Howe plans to approach a game like this against a very good Manchester City side. We'll talk Man City as well, we'll talk predicted lineups and talk about how they've pulled themselves back together. Have they pulled themselves back together after what was a crazy way to be knocked out of the Champions League during the week? It must be tough for any team, for any player to be knocked out of a Champions League semi-final, but to be literally 2 goals ahead with minutes to go and be knocked out the way they were against Real Madrid, it must be tough. I mean, Pep Guardiola is going to have a bunch of players who are physically drained after playing 120 minutes of football, but mentally drained. You can only imagine, the players in the dressing room after must be absolutely crushed. And for Pep to be able to pick those players up and go again this weekend, Pep Guardiola gets his stick, but I think at the end of the day he's a good manager and he's going to know how to motivate these players again. So I'll be honest and say that although as a Newcastle fan I'm hoping that they're maybe still licking their wounds a little bit going into this game, I do think they will be ready to go again. And then you look at the fact that, Pep Guardiola got stick for it. And I was watching the game, and I was watching it through a pair of Newcastle eyes, because I'm watching, he's taking De Bruyne off early. Oh God, that means he must be starting against us. Jesus is coming off early. He's been playing well, he must be playing us as well. As it happens, that was exactly what Pep Guardiola got a load of stick for, because he took all of his attacking players off and then they went into extra time and lost the game. But those are the players that I should imagine will be back in action again this weekend against Newcastle. And for me, De Bruyne, one of the best players in the world. Not only is he going to be fighting fit, having not played the full game, but he's also going to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's going to want to come out and score a few, I think. But that's not to say that I don't think Newcastle have a chance in this game. I think it'll be a very mental game. I think that Newcastle will have to be at 100% and hope that, again, due to some potential weariness from their players, both physically and mentally, that maybe they won't be at 100% and that we can capitalise on that. But as I say, we played Liverpool in the last game, so we do have 2 games back-to-back against 2 very good sides. I'm hoping that maybe we will have learnt a little bit from that Liverpool game going into this Man City game. In the Liverpool game, Eddie Howe spoke about the fact that we weren't at 100%, and that was why we couldn't get anything from that game. We weren't creative enough going forward, and we've kind of seen what we didn't do right in that one, and now we need to do it right in this one. Again, similar to that Liverpool game, I spoke about the fact that if we could get an early goal, it would set the game up for a good game, because Liverpool had to win. If they want the Premier League, they have to win. And it's same going in for this for Man City. If Newcastle are able somehow, to get an early goal, Man City are going to start thinking, oh God, not again. We've been knocked out of the Champions League. Now this is happening here. The home fans in the crowd are going to go, oh God. If we can get an early goal, and they will then have to come out the blocks and they are going to have to go for it. I think if Man City get one, they'll sit back and defend. It'll be like what we saw against Liverpool. I think that if we can stay in it, near and into the end of the game, we've still got that chance to try and grab something. But we had that against Liverpool, and I was a little bit disappointed that with 10-15 minutes ago we didn't really throw the sink at it. I'm hoping that we will have learnt from that, and if we are still in the game late in the game, we can throw everything at it. But for me, I think an early goal would not only help put a little bit of doubt in their mind, but it would set it up for a better game as well. It'll be interesting to see how Newcastle line up tomorrow, because for quite a long time we played the same formation with pretty much the same players, but in the last few games we have mixed it around a bit. We saw Joe Linton come in and play up front against Norwich when he scored a few goals, And then against Liverpool, we saw St. Max play up front. Now, I understand why Eddie Howe did that. I think against the Liverpool side, he wanted a little bit more pace up front, maybe more of a counter-attacking option than maybe we get from Chris Wood, but unfortunately it didn't work, did it? We lacked creativity. If anything, I felt like St. Max was very isolated up there, and for that reason, I do not expect us to do that this Sunday. So I think it's likely to be Chris Wood, or we have had a bit of a lifeline because it's expected that Callum Wilson will be involved for the first time in a long time this weekend. Will he start the game? Will he come on off the bench? I don't know, but I definitely think he will be involved in the game. If he's fit to start, I would say start him, because he's definitely our best striker. He'll be hungry to get back involved after having not played for so long. And if he's not fit to start, what it still does for us is gives us that option to bring on, an attacking threat from the bench. Because we do have a couple of options on the bench, but, you look at Man City's bench and they've got pure quality coming off, and we don't really have a lot of that. Something that we've not been able to do all season is bring on two strikers at once. Obviously, we've got Dwight Gale. He doesn't get a look in, so even if we are, as I say, the Liverpool game, we're only 1-0 down, and I'm thinking just throw the sink at it. Like, there wasn't a lot to throw, If we are still 1 goal in it with 15 minutes to go against Manchester City, get Chris Wood on, get Wilson on. Let's go 2 up front for a change. So it's a huge difference, even if it is from the bench, to have a player like Callum Wilson available. And Kieran Trippier is also mentioned at the moment as potentially being available for this game. Again, if he does start this game, that opens up so much for us. Not just defensively, because I'll be honest, I think Kraft's done all right. I think he'll obviously have a tough one against Man City, as they have got some quality players, and I did feel like he looked a bit out of his depth against Liverpool, and I think he'll struggle again this weekend. But Trippier would not only help defensively, but getting that ball in at the box, creating something from the back, I think he can definitely help with. You're looking at Chris Wood trying to get on the end of headers, scoring some goals. We need to supply him with more of that, and having a player like Trippier available across the ball in will definitely help with our attacking threat as well. I've just spent quite a lot of time talking about how can we get forward, how can we create chances, how can we score a goal, but let's be honest, the defence are going to have to be on top form tomorrow as well. I should imagine that Man City will have the majority of the ball, and we will spend the majority of the game defending. And it does start in the midfield. I felt like Bruno, again, I think the whole team had a quiet game against Liverpool. I thought Bruno had a quiet game against Liverpool. But you look back to the Chelsea game away, when we lost cruelly in the dying seconds of that game, and we should have had a penalty, but I'm still not bitter about that. You look at that game, I felt like Bruno broke the play up really well, slowed the game down really well. If you could do that again tomorrow, that would be really good. Joe Linton, now I know we've tried him out in a more attacking role in the few games. I think he should be back in the middle, breaking up the play, winning the ball. And the back four are going to have to be on form as well. I'm hoping that Shaw's fit. Obviously, he went off injured against Liverpool. Hasn't trained all week, so if I'm honest, it's looking like it could well be Lascelles. Obviously, I'd rather see Shaw play, but if it is Lascelles, just want to see him have a good game. Keep a level head. Stay calm under pressure. Just clear the ball away when you need to. Obviously, Dan Burn's been very solid for us. I think overall, Matty Targett has been phenomenal this season as well. And again, Crafty, defensively has been good. I think he had a tough time against Liverpool. Obviously, the Man City wingers are going to be very tough to deal with as well. But that's going to be the case for all across the pitch. So, yeah, defensively, we need to be on point. And when we get the chance to go forward, we need to take our chances, because I don't know how many of them we'll get. In terms of a prediction, I feel like I've already given about 3 predictions this week. I gave one before the Champions League game. I changed it for after the Champions League game. And in today's video, I've got a bit of a head and a heart situation going on. In my heart, I'm saying maybe we can take a 1-1. Can we get a draw in this game? Can we even nick a win? I feel like how the game plays out will be crucial. If we score first, I just think it opens it up. They've got to win. They have to win. So they're going to have to come out the blocks. They're going to have to go for it. If they score, they'll just pass it around the back for the next 85 minutes and we're out of it. So if they score an early goal, it's going to be a dead boring game. So I'm hoping to God that doesn't happen. The other side of it is, as I say, my head's saying 3-1 Manchester City. And that's not a we go there and get thumped. That's a maybe they score one, we grab an equaliser, we're hanging there. But then at the end of the game, they get a second. And then as we're trying to fight for another goal, they score a third. And I'm hoping I'm wrong with that one. Obviously, it's really tough to tell. But at the end of the day, we're playing Man City. And they're just a good side. You know, the Liverpool game, they were just a step ahead of us. And I think it'll be similar to the game tomorrow. I feel like I'm quite hanging on to the fact that I'm hoping those players are tired. And as I say, mentally and physically from the Champions League game, we can go out there and we can really try and do something, but it's always going to be tough. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts and predictions on the game down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed already, be sure to do so. I will be back tomorrow after the Man City game with a full instant reaction to the result. Hopefully it's a good one, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright guys, thanks for watching, enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you later.